Hello, let's now discuss structural details. Whenever you see on your structural foundation plan a tag that looks like this means that there is a detail of how this foundation looks like. Okay, so this would be a section cut, but it is not a building cut. Section cut means that it's a small section that is being cut. Mostly, in this case, it's the foundation. The bubble indicates the detail number 12, and this number in the bottom of the bubble is the sheet number where you can find this detail. So typically, the engineer will give you a hand-drawn drawing of what and how will the detail look like. Okay, so in this case, let us start drawing this detail. Um, So let's go to AutoCAD and we are actually going to start a new drawing. Okay. And we're going to just save that as. So we're going to click this one and save as. I am saving my structural on a folder called structure folder and another subfolder called Melendez prelim package. Okay. And I'm going to put here structural detail is DET, and then I'm going to label it 01. Click save. So that's the name of this detail. For this detail, I will not create any special layers except layers called pen 1, pen 2, pen 3, pen 4. Okay, so let's try to draw and start drawing that. I'm going to try to squeeze this drawing. Whoop. It's not it. I'm gonna try to squeeze this drawing and then maybe look at this sheet over here. Oh, it's small. So anyway, maybe I can zoom closer. There you go. Maybe I can. Okay. So for this detail, this is a detail of a footing. This portion here is basically the CMU wall. There's a little concrete part here, and this is actually the foundation, and this portion is the footing. So to draw this, we are going to try to use first one layer, and we always really don't want to use layer 0. So we're going to click layer, and we're going to create a new layer, and we're going to call it pen 1. We're going to assign color 1, that's why we call it pen 1. Close it, and change this to pen 1. Okay, so we're going to start with this line here. Okay, I don't know if I can rotate this. Let me figure that out first. Okay. I switch A to a different viewer so that we can get a bigger view here. Anyway, let's try to draw this using pen 1. I'm going to start drawing. Let's see if I can still squeeze this in here. And can I zoom out? No, maybe here. Okay, focus. All right. All right, so let's start to draw now. Let's start with this line here, the slab. So we're going to draw a line, and I'm going to draw a line like this, anywhere for now, straight line. And then I'm going to draw a vertical line. And this vertical line is basically this line here. And the width of our CMU, or concrete masonry unit, is around 5 point something. So we're going to make it is it 5 point something for 2 hour? Let's see, CMU 2 hour. I think it's Westbrook, and the 2 hour wall is 5 and 5/8. Yeah, so 2 hour wall is 5 and 5/8, so 6 inches. So let's go back to AutoCAD and try to draw the 6 inches. I'm going to do an offset, 6 inches and 6 inches, and then I will now draw 24 inches down. So you go line and do 24, enter, and then 16 wide, so 16, enter, and then 16 high, 16, enter. Okay, and then basically we're going to just do a perpendicular line going here, and then this concrete here just goes, this is a concrete line, so it just stays and goes like this. Okay, and then we have this line continuous, and this is basically the slab, as it says here. This is the slab, and we don't do the slab thickness, but usually it's also around 4 inches, and looks like it goes at an angle here. So we're just simply going to do a line and do a line at an angle, this line like this, and we'll do a fillet and a trim to trim this line. Okay, then we have this little bevel here, and that actually just looks like a line. Let's do it from the midpoint. So line, and we want to start at the midpoint of these two lines here, and, we wanted to do a line like this, and then using nearest, do a line here, and then basically do a mirror. There you go. Okay, so that may be too big. You can scale it down or you can scale it up. Let's just erase it. That's too big for me, so I'm gonna do this and trim this and do another mirror, and then do a trim. So trim that. Okay, that's basically this portion over here. Okay, now for a CMU wall, you see a line here because on a CMU wall, uh, you can't see it here, but there is actually a double line here. So let's try to find a better image. CMU, and let's go CMU, not CMY. Uh, Block. There you go. So if you look at a CMU wall, like this one here, you see that there is an edge here. I mean, this one here, you see there's an edge, right? If it's a solid edge like this, that is actually an end CMU, and there's different types. Okay, so if you are working on this CMU, then it's this block here. You're gonna see these two lines at the end. Okay, so that's why we are drawing these two lines at the end as described in this detail. So we are going to draw two lines, and that could be like maybe a 1 inch. So we'll try to see how a 1 inch looks like. Okay, that's too small, so maybe it's 1.5. So offset 1.5. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Okay. And then CMU walls, it's typically 8 inches high. Okay, so we're going to offset 8 inches. Okay, and then we can do a fillet, but I'm going to do a stretch, ST, oh, S, and then stretch all these corners except this line, and I'm going to go higher. There you go. Okay, and then we're going to do a trim and trim that. And then when you put together CMU walls, or put them together on top, there's going to be what we call a mortar in between. See a picture here. So when you stack them, CMU block mortar, when you stack them on top of each other, okay, you put concrete, and that's what you see here. So that is the mortar. That's the concrete in between. So we are going to simulate that, and typically that's like maybe half an inch. So we're going to do an offset of a 0.5. There you go. So this will be the CME wall. That's the mortar, and then we're going to offset another 8 inches. Okay, and we may want to do another stretch, except for the horizontal line. We want it to go up, and do another offset of a 0.5. Okay. Um, we want to have a cutting plane here. So cutting plane, do a line, and we're going to just simply do something like this. Do a perpendicular here, and then go straight to the right, and then do a stretch, and stretch this like this, and stretch it like this. There you go. And we're going to move this right somewhere here on top. Okay, move again, maybe center it, scale it up. There you go. All right, so we're ready. And then CMU walls, they're typically hatched, okay, or you can leave them like this. But let's try to hatch it. Well, let's do a hatch, and we're going to use a user defined hatch pattern. So user defined, and we want to put it at an angle 45 degrees, and we want to space that 2 inches, and then we want to just pick points here. You want to pick this one, that one, and this one, this one, that one, and this one, this one, and that one, and this one. Okay, maybe 2 inches is too wide, so we're going to do a 1, enter, okay, and then click OK. So that will be my RCMU wall, but the mortar is basically concrete. So we're going to do a trim, and trim this and that one, and this one too, and this one. And we're going to do another hatch, and we're going to select the pattern here of what we call a sand pattern. Where's my sand pattern? There you go, here. AR sand. AR sand. Okay. And we're going to zoom in. We're going to click. That's too far. We're going to change the scale here. We're going to do a 0.25. Press enter. Maybe a 0.10. Press enter. Alright, and from click OK. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to do a BH, and then click that, and there you go. That's how to put a hat on mortars. Okay, let's try to save our work first. All right, okay, and then we see that there is a number 5 here. Okay, so number 5, if we Google search rebar numbering, a number 5 is basically, if we go to here, that the numbering system means that the number of the rebar, if we divide it by 8, will give us the size in inches. Okay, so if we look at the rebar sizes here, and if we look at one of this one here, this is in millimeters, so I want to use inches, maybe this one. Yeah, so if you can see, number 4 is actually half an inch in diameter. and a number 8 is 1 inch in diameter. Okay, so that's very, very thick. Number 8 is thick, and number 18 especially very thick. You won't be able to bend that without the use of machines. Anyway, the engineer had spec'd out that he wants a number 5 here, so that's number 5 divided by 8, that's a 5/8. Okay, so to do that, we're going to use a donut command. The donut command will make us a filled circle. The inside diameter of the donut, we don't want any holes, so we're going to put it 0. And then the outside diameter, well, we want it to be number 5, so it's going to be number 5/8. So we're going to do a 5 divided by 8, or 5/8. There you go. And then all we're going to do, just like what the engineer spec, we're going to put that somewhere here. Okay. And then he wanted 3 number 5s also, which is the same as this one. So over here, we're going to put in 3, 1, 2, 3, but we're going to put in 1 first because he wants the cover. The distance from the rebar to the edge is called a cover. So we're going to make sure that that is 3 inches. So we're going to do an offset, and we'll do a 3. We'll do a 3. And we will move that a little bit like that. Okay. So, and then we're going to simply mirror this this donut here, and then we're going to put one in the center as well. Okay. So we're going to just simply copy, and we're just going to eyeball it. I'm going to click here and then put it in the center. There you go. I'm going to erase these lines now. Okay. And then you can see that there's a line here, and it says it's a number 4. So 4/8, so it's just half an inch that goes and bends like this. Okay. So we'll do a P line. So PL. And we'll start here at the very, very top, really, because we don't want it here. We want to start here at the very, very top. It automatically goes there, but we'll fix it later. And then it goes over here and goes here, and then looks like it goes in the top like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to move this down a little bit, and we're going to do a fillet radius here. So I'm going to type F for fillet, and then I'm going to click in radius, and I'm going to put in a radius of, let's say, 2. Enter. So I'm going to click this and that. That's too big, so I'm going to undo fillet radius and type in only 1, and click this and that. There you go. And this one, fillet again, click this and that. Whoop. Maybe I need to move this higher, and then so my fillet will work with the radius of 1. There you go. And then we want this to be thick, so I'm going to click on this one, and I will change the global width over here to 4, number 4, which is 4/8, so it's half. So I'm gonna put in 0. I'm gonna put in 0.5. Press enter, and there you go. 4/8 is 0.5. Okay. 0.5, yeah. 5/8. Okay. And then, so you can see this just kisses this donut here. And then we want something here. These are mostly called like a stirrup, and it's the number 3, so it's 3/8. Okay, so it's 3/8. So we wanted to do another P line, so PL, and we wanted to go at an angle. And we're going to do another fillet, and this time we're going to do a radius of zero point 0.5 so that we can do this clear. And then we can do this. Oh, we can do a fillet of this one and that one, and then fillet again of this one and that one, and then fillet this one and that one. Okay. Um, yeah. Uh, this might also be turned this way, or we could do a line here like this. Let's just do a straight line like this, and we're gonna break it, BR, break it from here to here, and then do a fillet, this one to that one, there you go, and then fillet again. Oh, okay, and then click properties, global width, that's a number 3/8, so 3/8, and press enter. Okay, there you go, 3/8. So that's basically the rebar, and I want to trim this here, so I'm going to trim and I'll click this and stops there. There you go. Okay. I want to copy this cut line from here. Oh, copy this whole cut line here. I'm going to just rotate that, and I'm going to move that somewhere here. And then I'm going to trim. Okay. And then you see this hatch, this little hatch over here. That is to indicate that's an earth fill. Okay. And so to do that earth fill, we are simply going to do a P line, and we could start here and then there, and it's like randomized. Just any shape that you want. There you go. It could even be a circle or something. And then we're going to do a BH again, and this time we're going to pick a pattern called Earth. There you go, Earth. We're going to click here, and it's too dense, so we're going to change the angle here. Let's move it back to 1. I mean the scale of 1. Okay, and you see it's easing up, but it's too small again, so change it to 10. There you go. And I don't want it 45. I want it 0. There you go. Once you like it, you simply click close, and then we can just erase the patch fill. And that's basically it. We are done with the detail. We are now ready to put that in a layout. Okay. I spoke too soon. We're not done with this detail yet. We did a hatch for the earth fill. This is concrete, so we need to also hatch this. So we're going to hatch, we're going to do a BH, and we're going to select here concrete. So AR concrete. Uh, AR sand, AR roof. There you go. AR concrete. So click that, and let's just put that somewhere here and here, and adjust the scale. That's too small, and we're going to make it 100. Oh, let's start with 1. There you go, 1. Okay, so let's do another hatch and put that here. Enter, and let's do another hatch and put that here. So that's the concrete. And then I think we're done. And the reason why we did this on a, so I saved. The reason why we did this on, let's just close this. on separate files because we may need to use this detail later on. Okay, so but we're actually going to insert this on our drawing. So for now, do the detail just like I showed you, and then save your work. And then we're going to continue on the next part of how do we use this detail now on our plans. Okay.